Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Let's get ready to be at our best now. Be at our best.
Yeah, it's gonna be a boring one today.
Those guys don't all suck.
You son of a B.
ASAP, any score, any place, you know we bring it up. We bout that. We'll pull up on anybody and get it done.
Suck it, Raiders.
He is dicked. I love you, Jeff. Bye.
Joe, start fast.
They the next team on our schedule, and we trying to do something big here. We trying to win a Super Bowl.
It's another beautiful day.
It is.
Oh, welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat, episode 40, the big 4-0. We're on the other side of the hill at this point. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my two brothers, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Oh my God, they've reported to the facility. I'm so excited.
We've seen faces at the facility, folks, and let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
Because the player's gonna play. And the hater's gonna hate.
Get out of here with
Gonna
this
shake. Shake it off. I just wanted to give Kevin a heads up. The new Taylor Swift album dropped. I'm sure you already have it, and you've memorized it.
Shut up.
Just wanted to make sure you knew.
I was seriously trying to understand what you were going for.
I knew what it was. It was
and I'm
Tay.
glad you explained it.
Yeah, we all know
Tay.
Kevin's a huge Taylor Swift fan.
It was a Tay Tay song. I knew.
Bolt, he was just so excited to be able to exclaim Taylor Swift's name.
It erupted from his...
So what do we have to do to drop this thing? Like, what do I have to do to
you
make
need to
you guys
go to
forget?
a concert.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Kevin, but we're still bringing up the fact that you drafted Antonio Brown.
It's never going away.
It's not going away for a while. We've been doing this a year.
So you guys are just bullies. Is that what it is? You're just bullying me the rest of...
We can't help but remind you of your mistakes in life. So
yeah.
We'll leave Kevin's nuts alone for a little bit, because first we want to talk about what's been going on in our lives. So you guys have been doing some traveling. Kyle, where are you at these days?
Yeah, right now I'm up in Lake Almanor. It's like Northern California. I'm on vacation with the family, and it's awesome and beautiful. And yeah, it's good. I mean, it's crazy because you go on vacation and you're in this little tiny lake town, and COVID doesn't feel like it really exists because everyone's just friendly and hanging out. And so it's been a nice little change of pace.
Excellent. And what's going on with you, Big Kev?
Besides just feeling down on myself from being picked on by you two assholes so much
we
already. We just
you.
started, literally, we're 40 seconds in and I'm already
I love you!
All right, I'm going to shake it up.
There you go.
And own it. Good, man. Finally got back to Missouri. We did the week. We were supposed to do a little 4-day trip, turned into a week, turned into 3 weeks. So we got home to San Diego, and it's like, we can't go home to Missouri yet. We just extended it and extended it and extended it. So we eventually did have to come home. So we're here now, and we're, getting back ready. One thing that did happen is I got my boys ready for the season today, and I shaved both of their heads. So now they are clean, ready for their helmet. Don't want their necks to get jammed up. Don't want to have any problems with that. So their heads are ready for a football helmet. So we're game on, baby.
Excellent.
Game on.
Excellent. And when the sun hits it just right, you see that little sparkle, that little ping.
I think the next step is to shave little bolts into the side of their head. Just subtle, so their mom doesn't notice. Something real nice and subtle.
I think you get a little spray can with some, hair dye with a little bolt cut out, and you tag them on the side. You're good to go.
Dude.
There's no precision, and it washes right out.
About 10 years ago, we had that. Kevin, remember the game we went to in Kansas City? He shaved a bolt into the side of my head. And then
I did for sure.
Spray painted
it was awesome.
And we lost, and I've never been more embarrassed to leave a stadium before.
That was when we first got Ryan Matthews. That was his rookie year.
And
so
it was
that shows you how
raining,
long ago that
so it was
was.
the paint was coming down my face like tears. And we
Like
were
tears
walking
of a
out,
clown.
and all those.
That's when that dude had full on chest bumped me in my Phil jersey, my good one with the full body paint. They wanted to fight us. They were ready. I don't think anybody liked the bolt in your head. That was unfortunate that they hated us so much.
But whatever.
That's
Screw them.
Haters gonna hate.
That's all right,
Kev.
Haters
hate.
are gonna hate. Well, there's lots going on in the news these days. I couldn't even believe this when Kevin sent the outline that apparently Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has purchased the XFL for a measly $15 million.
It's crazy, dude. Like
Wow.
I had no interest in the XFL when it started. You know, I only played a few games, but there's a big difference between Vince McMahon and The Rock. Like The Rock is actually was a part of the league, and he has that Ballers TV show, which has to work with the league. So who knows? This might actually work out for the XFL having The Rock as an owner, and it's just great. Like, look, we have two players. We got Storm Norton, and we got was it Parfam, the tight end?
Yeah, the big
because of the XFL. So I don't know. I was kind of excited to see this actually.
I don't know how the XFL could ever be successful. It has to be. The revenue has to come from something other than fans watching, because that's just not going to happen. Like, I love football, and it was hard for me to like get myself up to watch an XFL game. And I don't know why. There's no loyalties to any team. There's no connection to any of the players. It's just so it's like, it's almost like they have to go to like if they're contractors with the XFL and an NFL team wants to sign them, there has to be some kind of kickback for the XFL to stay alive. You know, like,
I wish they could make it like a farm league, dude. Make it like it's like baseball.
Yeah.
It's like a minor league farm team where you're invested because those players might get up on your team later.
Or you can trade them to other players and get something in return. That's what it can't be its own standalone league, no matter if The Rock or it doesn't matter who the owner is. I'll watch the first game because I'll be like, I wonder what changes The Rock made. Like, they're all going to be drinking his tequila at halftime. Like, I don't know what it's going to be.
Have you seen those pancakes he eats? Like the French toast. There's literally a loaf of bread, and he puts peanut butter and syrup on it. And he's like, cheat meal. I'm like, dude, that's like 50,000 calories.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe we'll have some of that at XFL games.
Well, I mean, he only bought it for $15 million. Like, the Chargers are worth like $2 billion. Like,
yeah,
I think $15 million, like, that's a steal for a league. So I don't know.
The whole
like,
league. That's not a team. He bought the whole league.
Whole league for $15 million.
$15 million. So I think he can get creative with it. We'll have to see what happens. As far as what else has been going on in the league during the year 2020, for those of you listening in the year past 2020, if you're still listening to this podcast for whatever reason, 2020 was the year that we had COVID-19, and they've allowed players to opt out of their contracts for the year at the very least. I don't know what all the stipulations are behind it, but they're giving the players an opportunity to do so. Some that have underlying conditions, some that have been mentioning living with family members that have underlying conditions, and in some cases, as with the guard from Kansas City Chiefs, has a degree in just medical science of some kind. I can't recall exactly, but he has a degree that he's going off to basically work at a long-term care facility in Quebec to try to help fight this thing. So,
or you're a Patriot and you just opt out because you don't want to play anymore for Bill Belichick because they've lost like everybody on their team.
Right. I can't believe they even have a team anymore. There's been, I think, nine guys.
Yeah, huge guys like Brandon Bolden, Patrick Chung, Dante Hightower, Danny Vitale, their fullback. Like literally, some of the key players have opted out already. So I wonder if that culture is.
I have a hot take.
Bring it.
How much of it is COVID-19? How much of it is I don't want to run extra sprints when Cam Newton talks crap to Belichick every day at practice?
Oh my God. You think there's going to be a lot of punishment because of Cam Newton?
I don't know how there isn't.
Is that what what does that even mean?
I don't know how there isn't for there not to be.
Just for him being there. Cam Newton's here. Everybody's running sprints.
I think that's like the biggest take is like, how is the Cam Newton personality? He even addressed it. Like, he did this interview with some other players in the NFL. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was like Odell Beckham and a couple guys. And he talked about how like everyone, it was kind of like the what do you like? How is this going to work? You and Belichick, how will that work? So I think everyone is a little bit like, I wonder how this is going to play out. Is our quarterback going to like blow up and quit, or are they going to like gel together? And it's also like, okay, so I'm not saying these people aren't playing because of this. I think it's just a storyline of like, they're in a rebuild. If Tom Brady was still there and they're fighting for a Super Bowl, do these people opt out? Do all of them opt out?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I think it's just an interesting storyline.
Yeah, there's just funny that there's that many of them that have opted out. Like, there's clearly if these guys
On
have
this
an
one
out,
team.
if they have an out, so they can take a quick hot break from Belichick. I think that's what's going on right now. It's just, and they're at the uncertainty of not having, Brady. But we're not a Patriots podcast, so that's enough of that.
No, it's just interesting to look at the league in its entirety and whether or not it was a surprise how many players have opted out so far. There's been, I think Kevin did the count, 20 teams so far that have had players opt out. Blessedly, the Chargers have not been one of them. We've had no players opt out as of yet for the season, but every other team in the AFC West has. Let's see, Denver Broncos had a defensive lineman and a right tackle opt out. The Las Vegas Raiders, which is still weird to say, had a cornerback and a defensive end opt out, so their defense got a double ding. And then Kansas City Chiefs, running back Damian Williams, which was not expected. I mean, there's been some big players, and I think arguably Damian Williams is one of the biggest players to opt out of the season so far.
It worked out for them because they just drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round. So now this, I don't know why Damian Williams wants to do this, to give, it's kind of what happened to us last year, where Eckler got the chance over Gordon and he made the best of it. So who knows what happens? They're going to have Clyde on a rookie contract for a long time. Yeah. I don't know if it's the smartest move for them to do. I'm glad to see it happen, but it's not the smartest thing in my opinion.
Yeah, Damian Williams must be very concerned about a family member or
high
health.
risk.
He's got multiple family members, from what I've read, that have issue with it. Because it piqued me, and just to like you guys to ask the question why, especially for somebody that was as impactful for that team as he was. But he stated that he just has multiple family members that just have underlying health issues. Because I think the one thing that we don't ever really think about with a lot of these players, I mean, these guys are making millions of dollars. It would not surprise me if Joey Bosa has his parents living with him right now based off of the contract that he just signed. Which
Dude, if Joey Bosa was my son, I'd be sleeping on his couch, because that couch will be the softest couch.
No. Joey Bosa would be buying me my own mansion to live in a different part of wherever I want in the world. That's what would be happening.
That's possible. Yeah, Joey Bosa's numbers, which again we'll get to later. But I think a lot of these players, it's not just money for themselves. I think they're providing a lot for their families, and I think a lot of families a lot of players have large families living with them. So with them having multiple family members that have underlying health issues, I think it's an understandable concern.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We'll see how the rest plays out. There's still opportunity. I think Thursday is the cutoff time for players to opt out of the season. So we'll see if any other guys jump ship. And there's also been reports of players that have actually contracted COVID. I think Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the Lions, was the biggest name that I just heard recently.
Apparently that was a scare and it didn't happen. And Stafford's wife was pissed because she just had like a brain surgery. She had some serious surgery.
Yeah,
it like made this nightmare situation for them when it was a false positive.
I gotcha. Well, blessedly, none of the Chargers have contracted COVID-19. None of the Chargers have had any player opting out as of yet. So we're sitting pretty good right now. And then the last thing, league news. Boy, Phillip Rivers, they've been, the Indianapolis Colts social media team has been dropping videos of Big Papa Phil wearing their uniform and getting hyped up in Indy.
My old friend,
yeah.
I've come to visit you again.
It's a mad world. It's
so sad.
I don't know what you guys. I don't know what you guys are singing. I'm just really sad. I don't know what any of those lyrics are.
Sorry, it's not Tay Tay, so you wouldn't know anything before 1990.
It's just really sad.
I just flipped it on you. See how we did that? Willie, why don't you hop on with me now, because he doesn't understand other music besides Tay.
Whatever, grandpas. Sorry. Anyways,
but
I did see on Instagram, I started following the Colts Instagram page because Phil.
You're a glutton for sadness.
I just love Phillip Rivers, but
Yeah.
he I saw they just threw up like a clip of him working with their rookie wide receiver that just got drafted, and he was running like a post corner. He hit the post and cut right back out. Whatever he did was something that Phil really liked, and he goes, "Yeah, that's it." And then he throws it, and he's so excited. And it's like, God,
Yeah, we used to have that. It's so sad, man. We're gonna have dealing with this every week. And now that you're seeing it on Twitter, I'm sure I'm going to be dealing with texts every day from you whenever something's posted. And I'm so bummed about it because I love him.
Yeah.
But it's hard now. I'm sorry. I have to distance myself because we're going to get into a situation where I can't root for him anymore. I can root for him as a player, but not the team. So that's where I'm at.
I can root for the team. I don't mind rooting for the team until it gets to a Super Bowl time. I mean, if it gets to a situation of the Colts and the Chargers in Super Bowl, I mean, just tell me when it's over. But I think, Phillip Rivers brought such a very particular energy to the team. I think there's still a very positive energy to be had with the Chargers. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. We definitely lost a big vocal piece with the team, and he's just taking that energy off to another team, and I'll still root and support him. There's just a different energy. There's still a great energy with this team that I'm really excited to see. So, without further ado, let's get into the Charger news. While we haven't had any players opt out, we have done the official cut down to 80 players. And there was a couple surprises in some of the players that we saw get cut. Coda Martin was a tackle that we have cut. Andre Patton.
Wow.
He's been with the team for quite a few years.
At all.
I just saw an article pop up that was saying that he's still, like, from whatever source, thought that he was still the number 3 guy going into the start of the season.
That's what everyone was saying.
And then the next day, boom, he's cut.
Yeah, it didn't even get close to the 53.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So who knows what was going on behind the scenes there, but he was cut. I mean, we did draft 2 wide receivers in the draft. So I guess
Reader Hill. Here we go, boys.
We'll be seeing the ball flung their way. We did see that some tight ends, Jared Rice and Andrew Valaire, get cut. Safety Roderick Teamer was also cut.
That made sense because he was suspended for the first 4 games of the season.
And we just drafted Alohi Gilman. Like, that just kind of solidifies that guy's spot a little bit.
And I remember us having some issues with Teamer last year. I remember one game he let up a huge play, so it wasn't the most devastating news.
Right. Not the most devastating, but surprising.
Do you know who didn't get cut?
Who?
Quentin Meeks. He's still on that squad.
Oh my God,
baby. Let's go.
Quentin Meeks.
I'm pumped for Meeks.
That's awesome. And the last thing we cut off was PJ Johnson. So we've still got, I think, 2 Johnsons on the team, but that's
3
one Johnson.
We're dropping Johnsons left and right. Yep.
We're cutting off Johnsons left and right.
Oh God.
Oh God. There's your commercial.
You went there, Wolldog. You did it.
I had it in the back of my mind ready to go.
Slicing.
And let's see. Rookies have gotten all their contracts signed. Thank you.
Yes.
Everybody.
Finally,
that happen.
we did it. Got everybody. Usually those first rounders are hard, and we had 2 of them. But I'm sure they were showed up. They're like, we'll take the money. Let's go. There was not like everyone was stuck at home. Give me my money. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to play football.
This. Please.
Yeah.
So some pretty big numbers. Herbert making a guaranteed $26.6 million. Fully guaranteed. That's awesome. And Kenneth Murray making $13 million for 4 years. I guess worth up to $13 million. I guess there's opportunity, maybe some incentives in there. But everybody else, Kelly, Reed, Gilman, and Hill have all signed their contracts. Thank you. And let's see. So that was all that we had for the rookies, and then the veterans. Good to see King Mel driving up in his 3-wheel eye glare. I don't know what the hell that thing.
Polaris, and it's funny because his new album or his single for his new rap album just dropped, and you could literally, I saw the video online. He pulls up in the Polaris and you can see the Hard Knocks cameras just right up in his, right up in his face.
He knows,
it's just
dude,
like he's already
he
turned
knew
it
what
on.
he was doing. Yeah, like
Oh,
he knows
dude,
that Hard Knocks
obviously.
is there. Anyone that didn't take advantage
Obviously.
of that is like, come on, guys. Joey Bosa showing up at the last second. Oh, I wonder if that was.
I'm here,
for
guys.
Hard
No, it's
Knocks.
just like, but that shows you the distinct difference between the two guys. You know, Joey
Yeah,
Bosa's like, all right, I'm here. And King Mel's like, rapping and in a Polaris.
He sends someone ahead to make sure the cameras are ready, and they give him the signal, and then he drives up in his Polaris.
Yeah, let's set up the angle. Let's get everything lit right. Let's release the doves right on time.
Awesome. That'd be too good. Fireworks and doves all at the same time.
So King Mel showed up. Joey Bosa walked in at the last minute. I remember there was a little bit of tension, a little bit of narrative stress.
Oh, big time. Apparently he was just waiting in his car. That's why it was so close to the minute, because he was waiting for something that we might talk about.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Has to be like a connection into the contract, because was he in a preparation to hold out if the contract didn't happen?
Sound like they were just waiting to get we agree. All right, you can go in the building, and they cut it to 12 minutes before it was the deadline. It's like woo, close.
It was close, yes. Joey Bosa made himself quite the deal, which we'll get into the details here shortly. But first, Kevin has done a little bit of research on a member of the Chargers staff that could probably use a follow or two, because I guess he's pretty active on social media.
He's the best, dude. John Lott, who's the Chargers strength and conditioning coach, posts to Twitter all the time, and he was posting videos of the locker room, posting what the facility looks like for his setting up all of his gear. He's if you go look at any of the photos during the photo day, he's hanging out next to everybody. It's just so fascinating. And he only has 1,000 followers. So if anybody's, wanting to see what's going on behind the scenes, kind of unfiltered, follow John Lott. It's JOHNLOTT. But he had a lot of cool stuff to say about the players coming in. And we have a little piece for you to snack on.
Here we go. Here's a little John Lott for y'all.
We got a good group of rookies. I think y'all are going to be happy and pleased with what we got. We got a bunch of guys that are going to be able to help us win now. We got this Kenneth Murray signed today. I think he's really going to help us. He's a throwback. He's a big kid, good kid, humble kid, works. You can tell he's going to stick and work. He's going to bring some stinking passion to this stinking game that I'm excited to see. First day in the books with the vets. I thought they worked stinking hard today. They got their right mindset. We got a lot of new guys, a lot of new additions. I think with this Brian Balaga, I think he's going to help us. Trey Turner's going to help us. Chris Harris Jr. This Linville Joseph is a grown sticking man. He's one of the biggest defensive nose tackles I've had since Teddy Washington. He's a big boy, and he's a good dude too. You can tell he's a good worker. He's going to be a good team guy. I just really excited about our opportunities that we're going to have. Bolt up, booyah, holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Bolt up.
It sounds like he's being interviewed,
Holla
but
at your
literally,
boy.
it's just him on Twitter talking to his camera during downtime.
Is it
It's
his
he's-
phone camera? So it's is he doing that walk and talk kind
exactly.
of thing? Oh
It's
my
just got his camera pointed at himself. You can see all the gear behind him. He's just talking about how he's loving all of his players. That guy's energy is stinking awesome.
Everybody's
He's gonna be like a barstool. He's gonna be like a barstool sports podcast in an instant. That
Dude,
guy
what
was
if he
fun to
gets
listen to.
featured on Hard Knocks and he's the stinking guy?
Oh,
I'm
he
sure.
better. He sounded like Phillip Rivers there for a minute. I don't know if Phil rubbed off on him or
A little
what.
southern
but
throwback. I loved it.
he's excited about everybody. I like him.
Everybody's excited. Everybody's going to be good. We got
Everybody's
this guy
gonna
who's going to
contribute.
help. This guy's going to help.
I like what he said
Everybody
about.
gets a helper.
I love what he said about Linval Joseph, though. He's just he's one of the biggest guys that he's worked with since. I can't remember who he said, but I'm
Teddy Washington.
guessing he's. Yes, I'm
That
guessing
guy was probably big.
he's probably big.
Probably a big boy.
So
Excellent.
It's cool.
Well, there
It's
you
cool.
go. John
Definitely
Lott.
follow him.
Definitely check him out on Twitter and you can get some sweet nuggets just like that one. The biggest news that came out for the Chargers recently, we kind of touched on a little bit earlier, but this is big news. I couldn't believe how big this was. This was such a big number. Nobody knew that you could count this high for a defensive end. Joey Bosa got a contract extension. It's so big, $135 million for 5 extra years from Mr. Joey Bosa. The breakdown is insane. So he gets $35 million as a signing bonus, a $17 million roster bonus paid August 15th, and a $1 million base salary for this season. So
I just couldn't. We were driving home from San Diego. We were like somewhere in Texas, and I can't remember which one of you texted me that this happened, and it was just like, am I just delirious from driving for 15 hours, or is this real?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like this was real at all. It took me a couple days to like actually have it sink in that he was ready, that all, it was done. Like, there was no news about it. Usually there's build up and there's drama and all that stuff. He was definitely dramatic when he came to the Chargers. He held out pretty much all of the offseason.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what everyone expected. Like,
right.
I think that was the expectation from everyone, is that, oh man, I was praying that there's not some drama going into this training camp where he holds out, but we just got it done. And it's so relieving.
And the news, like, honestly, the narrative was that he didn't want to be a Charger in the first place. That's what everyone was saying. It's like, we're going to, Bosa's going to be available to like team up with his brother because he doesn't want to be a Charger. Like, clearly not. Clearly, by all accounts, he wanted to be a Charger. And
that's what everyone's going to say about everyone that signs with the Chargers, because everyone sees the Chargers as not a real team. Like, that's just the bottom line of anything. Anytime we have a star on our team, it's like, oh, well, he's going to go sign somewhere else. They don't really want to be there. Mm-hmm. But that's clear. I mean, clearly from this, that's not the case. And when we sign Keenan here soon, it's going to prove it even more.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just so thrilled, and seeing how productive he was, it makes sense to pay him that kind of money.
Absolutely.
It absolutely does. Like, because basically these values are just going to keep going up and up and up. Yep. And eventually there's going to be a player that's not as good as him that's going to make more than him.
Right.
So like lock him in right now.
Lock him in right now. Yeah, exactly. You get a total of 6 total years with him. Like, absolutely worth it. Now, we don't have Phil's contract. You can get creative and you can make room for this kind of contract. So I'm just so thrilled with. I'm so thrilled with this splash of the pot that Tom Telesco did. So
yes,
and he was very like weird about it because somebody asked him about it. He's like, "There's no news on it," which was like the day before everything happened, which is just crazy.
Come on, Tom.
He's got a poker face.
There's a sign of a good poker player right there.
Totally.
Yeah. So of that 135, 78 million is fully guaranteed. So as Bosa signed that, he's now I can't believe this, that's the fourth highest fully guaranteed contract, behind quarterbacks.
And this is
Ryan,
in history.
So Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers are the only three guys. Those are quarterbacks. Only 3 guys to ever get paid more in fully guaranteed money. So
do you want to hear a crazy thing that I heard? The Spanos family bought the Chargers for like $72 million.
Yeah.
That's what they paid to buy the Chargers.
Yeah.
And they just paid Joey Bosa 78 guaranteed.
78 million guaranteed. So
at signing. There's more guaranteed money than that. Yeah. There's way more guaranteed money than that. It's insane.
That's so crazy. Wow.
Yeah. But it feels good to have finally like the big name player that gets signed. Like, everyone was pumped for Myles Garrett, but now like we have the biggest signing of the offseason. Like, this has been the craziest offseason I've ever seen from the Chargers.
Yeah.
Between all the moves for free agency, locking down him, losing Phil, it's been absolutely insane.
2 first-round picks, everything.
2 first-round picks. It is clear to me more so than ever that I'm going to call him, because he's a poker player, I'm going to call him Tommy KGB, Tom Telesco, Tommy KGB, if you've ever seen Rounders. Tommy KGB knows what he's doing. He's got the hand that he wants, and I'm excited for the season because, damn, craziness.
Yeah. And I'm glad you guys mentioned about Bosa the narrative of him not really wanting to be a Charger, the narrative of him wanting to go play with his brother. There was a soundbite that just came out here. It was more of a video, but we pulled the soundbite of him going to sign the contract and got a little emotional. And it's hearing that bit of emotion that lets you know that he definitely wants to be here and he loves being here. So let's hear it straight from Joey himself.
I'm great. I wish I had my family here with me, but I'm happy. My mom was a little calmer, but they're, unbelievably proud. The best moment of it all was when my dad called me and I picked up that phone and he was just so happy. And it was really cool. It was a really cool moment. I'm never gonna forget it.
Guess what's going to be on Hard Knocks, ladies and gentlemen?
That's right.
That scene right there, I have money that will be on episode 1 of Hard Knocks. Unreal.
I'm gonna
I've
cry.
never seen.
I'm
Dude,
gonna
that
cry
dude is-
again.
Yeah.
Dude, that dude is so tough. Like hearing him like get choked up, it's incredible.
Yeah. To hear
Yeah,
Jay Big
but it's
Bear
like-
get choked up, I'm sure he's thankful to have a mask. Because that
Crazy. It goes back to. It all goes back to he just wanted to make his dad proud, and he did. And
you could hear it. He mentioned his
Yeah.
mom, and then even just saying "dad" got him
Yeah.
choking up.
Yep.
So, and his dad was a player.
Crazy.
His dad, from all accounts, he got hurt and didn't fulfill his potential, and his son he's living out what his dad wasn't able to do. So that's so awesome. It's such a great story, and I'm just glad that he wants to be a Charger that bad. It's amazing. It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Love you, Joey Bosa.
Love you,
Yeah.
Joey. Love you, Big Bear.
Time to double down on that field jersey. Here it comes.
That's right. So,
Booyah. Hit me up.
it's guaranteed that you're going to see that scene in Hard Knocks. Do they play music
Booyah.
under moments like that? Is there going to be like some emotional strings going underneath Joey's?
We'll see it. Yeah, dude, it's a very pretty show. I'm sure there'll be some composer
flourishes.
moment. Yeah.
So, yeah, for us, we're recording this on Tuesday. So a week from today is when we get Hard Knocks. So I think we're going to start maybe giving you guys a little bit more episodes because I think we're going to have plenty to talk about pretty instantly with Hard Knocks episodes coming out on what's been going on. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to hit us up on social media. Charger Chat Podcast, Twitter, might be the Charger Chat Podcast. I don't know. I don't run the social media. Kev, what are the names?
Charger Chat Pod.
Just Charger Chat Pod. Look for Charger Chat Pod and talk to us because we want to, we're, as we have in every episode in the past, we're all about the fans. So we want to hear what your thoughts are on Hard Knocks, on what happens, which bachelorette is going home. I want to know on Hard Knocks what happens. I've not seen the show. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, dude, you get ready. It's amazing.
Buckle up.
Get that HBO Max account, bro.
I can't wait. No, I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
Booyah.
Booyah. Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
And then to end this episode, we've got a little something different. Kyle?
Yeah, so right now, as I mentioned, I'm up here in Lake Almanor, Northern California. We're actually here for our memorial for one of my dearest and best friends, Tyler Verdon. We're having his memorial this weekend. He passed away earlier this year from leukemia, and he was a huge Charger fan. He grew up across the street from us in San Diego. His parents were big Charger fans, and he listened to our podcast, and it was one of the things that he lived in Reno, Nevada. I lived in San Diego. It's one of the things that kept us bonded over the years. And when we started our podcast, it's something we talked about every time an episode released. He'd shoot me a text, and we just want to commemorate and remember Tyler Verdon and the awesome man that he was.
Yeah. Love you, Tej.
Thank you, Tyler. You will be missed. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey there, Sammy! Looking forward to the big barbecue this Sunday? Can't wait to have some of your Bosa burgers! What's that? You forgot to get buns! Don't worry, Sammy! I'll stop by the store to pick up some Big Bear Bosa Buns. Big Bear Bosa Buns go perfect with every Bosa burger. Throw them right on the grill. Bosa Buns have a hearty crust that can withstand the heat of the grill and stay soft and fluffy inside. You'll be slapping buns on your grill in no time. Good game, Joey. So come on down to your local market to get yourself a bag of buns. Big Bear Bosa Buns, that is.